Hello, it's Sever Herherowicz here, creator of Lovecraft Tales. At this time I will tell you about parallax effect that we created in game, but I will give you some more specific info about our process and some insights. So let's begin. So we will begin with this painting. Why? Because it's painting of Caspar David Friedrich, a 19th century romantic painter from Germany, and his paintings were huge inspiration for game style. So clearly I can't achieve his level, but we succeeded in some areas, so I think I can show you how we did it. So if you analyze this painting, you can see that it has some features, like for example, objects are fading with distance. You can clearly see that hill in foreground is lot darker than things in background. That's one thing. Another thing you can note is something like construction principle. You can see it's done this way, like you have hill, some fog behind hill, another hill, another fog behind hill, and another hill and fog layer, and so on and so on and so on. Another thing you can see, it's almost monochromatic. It's not very colorful, and it helps to keep it it And for me, another important thing was lighting, because it was quite difficult, to make believable lighting in 2D game, and with no real lighting in game engine. So that was it, and I can show you how it works. If we simplify it, it won't be that beautiful, but let me show it. It's the thing, here, fog layer behind hill, and so on and so on and so on, and it's basically the way game is constructed, environments in game, because fogs they play huge role in building depth. You can see it in a practical example now in game, and there is a mix of just static images of fogs, like I can show you with this example, some distant fog in meadow, and some particle systems, like in this example, because it looks nice, but particle systems are quite performance expensive, and it was not needed to use them everywhere. So that's for fogs. And another important thing, it was lighting. I can show you for example with foliage. Oops, again. So every object in scene is lit the same way. We don't have physically accurate lighting, and it was not even goal to do it. It was not needed, because it would be quite difficult to make big scene when you need to rotate objects, you need to scale them, place in different places, and it needed to work like this and like this, more or less. So you can see that top edge of object is more lit, and it's darker in center, and all the stuff is done the same way. So you can see, for example, here. And why that? Because it helps you, you know, to clearly see boundaries of objects, like you can see with foliage, you know. Take a walk in some sunny day, for example, in nature, and observe trees, and you know, it works basically the same way. So because we don't also have some real lighting in game, it's all, you know, it's quite fake. But we need to do it you know, in a way that works, because it's a very simple example, but in reality, in game, you have thousands of objects in this particular level, and there is about, you know, I can't see where it's counted now, but as far as I can remember, it's about 60,000 of objects. I'll take as example, you know, this piece of ground, you know, it's not one image, it's a lot of objects, different types of grass, you know, and when you start to overlapping thousands of objects, you know, it needs to look good. So that was principle of lighting that helped, you know, to control it all. So that's not everything, because you know, it's quite a huge topic. And another thing that helped me to create quite huge environment, as you can see, it was modularity, layers and grouping. But I won't talk about it now, maybe in another video. But I think in next video I can show you how assets were actually drawn for game, because, you know, I also have some specific system for that. So hey, but maybe you can choose what should I draw next. So follow our Facebook profile. It's facebook.com/Lovecraft Tales, and tell me what do you think about it. But for now, that's it, and thank you very much for watching me.